Real unobtrusive getaway, Slothrop mutters. A gang of kids have appeared running out of an apple orchard to help them carry tin jerry cans of grain alcohol out to the gondola. All shadows are being thrown uphill by the afternoon sun. Wind blows from the west. Slothrop gives Schnorp a light from his Zippo to get the burner going while kids straighten out the folds in the gas bag. Schnorp turns up the flame till it's shooting sideways and with a steady roar into the opening of the great silk bag. Children visible through the gap break up into wiggly heat waves. Slowly the balloon begins to expand. "Remember me," Jelly calls above the rumbling of the burner, "till I see you again." Slothrop climbs in the gondola with Schnorp. The balloon rises a little off the ground and is caught by the wind. They start to move. Jelly and the kids have taken hold of the gondola all around its gunwales, the bag still not all the way up, but gathering speed, dragging them all as fast as their feet can move, giggling and cheering uphill. Slothrop keeps as much out of the way as he can, letting Schnorp see that the flames pointed into the bag and that lines to the basket are clear. At last the bag swings vertical, across the sun, the inside of it going a riotous wreathing of yellow and scarlet heat. One by one the ground crew fall away, waving goodbye. The last to go is Jelly in her white dress, hair brushed back over her ears into pigtails, her soft chin and mouth and big serious eyes looking into Slothrop's for as long as she can before she has to let go. She kneels in the grass, blows a kiss. Slothrop feels his heart, out of control, inflate with love and rise quick as a balloon. It is taking him longer, the longer he's in the zone, to remember to say, "Oh, quit being a sap." What is this place doing to his brain? They soar up over a stand of firs. Jelly and the children go dwindling to shadow strokes on the green lawn. The hills far away flatten out. Soon, looking back, Slothrop can see Nordhausen, Cathedral, Rathaus, Church of St. Blasius, the roofless quarter where he found Jelly. Schnorp nudges and points. After a while, Slothrop makes out a convoy of 4 olive-drab vehicles dusting along toward the farm in a hurry. Marvy's mother's, by the looks of things, and Slothrop hanging from his gaudy beach ball. Well, all right. "I'm bad luck," Slothrop hollers over a little later. They've found a steady course now northeastward and are huddling close to the alcohol flame, collars turned up, with a gradient of must be 50 degrees between the wind at their backs and the warmth in front. "I should have mentioned that. You don't even know me, and here we're flying into the Russian zone." Schnorp, his hair blown like holidays of hay, does a wistful German thing with his upper lip. "There are no zones," he says, which is also a line of Jelly's. "No zones but the zone." Before too long, Slothrop has begun checking out these boxes here that Schnorp brought along. There are a dozen of them, and each contains a deep golden custard pie, which will fetch a fantastic price in Berlin. "Wow!" cries Slothrop. "Holy shit! Surely I hallucinate!" and other such eager junior sidekick talk. "You ought to have a PX card," a sales pitch. "Right now I can't afford a ration stamp for an ant's jock strap," replies Slothrop forthrightly. "Well, I'll split this one pie here with you," Schnorp reckons after a time, "because I'm getting kinda hungry. Oh boy, oh boy!" Well, Slothrop is just chowing on that pie, enjoying himself, licking custard off his hands, when he happens to notice off in the sky, back toward Nordhausen, this funny dark object, the size of a dot. Ugh. Schnorp looks around. "Caught!" Comes up with a brass telescope and braces it blazing on the gunwale. "Caught! Caught! No markings!" I wonder. Out of air so blue you can take it between your fingers, rub, and bring them back blue, they watch the dot slowly grow into a rusty old sputtering. Then, as they watch, it banks and starts a pass. Along the wind between them, faintly, comes the singing of furies. "There was a young man named McGuire, who was fond of the pitch amplifier, but a number of shorts left him covered with warts, and set half the bedroom on fire. Ya, 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 in Prussia they never eat pussy." The plane buzzes by a yard or two away, showing its underbelly. It is a monster about to give birth. Out of a little access opening peers a red face in leather helmet and goggles. "You limey sucker!" going past. "We're fixin' to hand your ass to you!" Without planning to, Slothrop has picked up a pie. "Fuck you!" He flings it. Perfect shot. The plane peeling slowly past and blop! Gets Marvy right in the face. Yeah, gloved hands paw at the mess. The major's pink tongue appears. Custard drips into the wind. Yellow droplets fall in long arcs toward earth. The hatch closes as the recon plane slides away. Slow rolls, circles, and heads back. Schnorp and Slothrop have pies and wait. "There's no cowling over that engine," Schnorp has noticed, "so we'll aim for that." Now they can see the dorsal side of the plane, its cockpit jammed to capacity with beer-sodden Americans, singing, "There once was a fellow named Ritter, who slept with a guidance transmitter. It shriveled his cock, which fell off in his sock, and made him exceedingly bitter." 100 yards and closing fast. Schnorp grabs Slothrop's arm and points off to starboard. Providence has contrived to put in their way a big white slope of cloud, and the wind is bringing them swiftly into it. The seething critter puts out white tentacles, beckoning, "Hurry, hurry!" And they are inside then, inside its wet and icy reprieve. Now they'll wait. No, Schnorp cupping an ear. "They've cut the motor. They're in here with us." The swaddled silence goes on for a minute or two, but sure enough, "There once was a fellow named Schroeder, who buggered the van servo motor. He soon grew a prong on the end of his schlong, and hired himself a promoter." Schnorp is fiddling with the flame, a rose-gray nimbus, trying for less visibility, not too much loss of altitude. They float in their own wan sphere of light, without coordinates. Outcrops of granite smash blindly upward like fists into the cloud, trying to find the balloon. The plane is somewhere, with its own course and speed. There is no action the balloon can take. Binary decisions have lost meaning in here. The cloud presses in, suffocating. It condenses in fat drops on top of the pies. Suddenly, ruckus and hungover. "There was a young man from Decatur who slept with a LOX generator. His balls and his prick froze solid real quick, and his asshole a little bit later." Curtains of vapor drift back to reveal the Americans, volplaning along well inside 10 meters and only a little faster than the balloon. "Now!" Schnorp yells, heaving a pie at the exposed engine. Slothrop's misses and splatters all over the windscreen in front of the pilot, by which time Schnorp has commenced flinging ballast bags at the engine, leaving one stuck between two of the cylinders. The Americans, taken by surprise, reach in confusion for sidearms, grenades, machine guns, whatever it is your ordnance types carry around in the way of light armament, but they have glided on past, and now the fog closes in again. There are a few shots. "Shit, man! If they hit that bag!" "Shh! I think we got the wire from the booster magneto." Off in the middle of the cloud can be heard the nagging whicker of an engine refusing to start. Linkage squeaks desperately. "Oh, fuck!" A muffled scream far away. The intermittent whining grows fainter until there is silence. Schnorp is lying on his back, slurping pie, laughing bitterly. Half of his inventory has been thrown away, and Slothrop feels a little guilty. No, stop worrying. This is like the very earliest days of the mercantile system. We're back to that again. A second chance. Passages are long and hazardous. Lost in transit is part of life. You have had a glimpse of the year marked. When the clouds fall away, a few minutes later they find themselves floating quietly under the sun. Shrouds dripping, gas bags still shiny with the moist cloud. No sign at all of Marvy's plane. Schnorp adjusts the flame. They begin to rise. Toward sundown, Schnorp gets thoughtful. "Look, you can see the edge of it. At this latitude, the Earth's shadow races across Germany at 650 miles an hour, the speed of a jet aircraft. The cloud sheet is broken up into little fog banklets, in the color of boiled shrimp. The balloon goes drifting over countryside whose green patchwork the twilight is now urging toward black. The thread of a little river flaming in the late sun, the intricate angled pattern of another roofless town. The sunset is red and yellow, like the balloon. On the horizon the mild sphere goes warping down, a peach on a china plate. "The farther south you go," Schnorp continues, "the faster the shadow sweeps, till you reach the equator. 1,000 miles an hour. Fantastic. It breaks through the speed of sound somewhere over southern France, around the latitude of Carcassonne. The wind is bundling them on, north by east. Southern France?" Slothrop remembers then. "Yeah, that's where I broke through the speed of sound."